How do lower middle class earners go on vacation? Lower middle class earners go on vacation by mastering the ancient art of staycation and exploring the exotic realms of their local discount store, all while resisting the temptation to check their bank account balance and sob uncontrollably. Local and or less expensive vacations can be as or even more fulfilling, in my opinion. Camping and road tripping are some fun, less expensive options. Or just take some time off and relax at home. How long have working class people been going on vacation? Is it a relatively new thing? I feel like a lot of what the last 3-4 generations have gotten used to is going away soon. They're putting children back to work. Pay purchase power is plummeting. Owning a home is more difficult. I'm wondering if the whole idea of time off for the working class is going away. Just like other people? My parents were both lower middle class earner. My dad was a truck driver, yet we still traveled every summer. Low class doesn't mean no money. Go to Bali and Thailand or head to drivable tourist parts under a day's drive on long weekends. English working class might go on package holidays due to the all-in-one price. TV show Benidorm highlights this well. Our family was friends with a rich family. About every few years, they'd let us pay what we could while letting us hang along to a shared beach house. They could have paid for both of us full, but they knew to let us have some pride in paying for the outing. We started a small side hustle 5 years ago and used the profits for vacations. We have been able to go on some really amusing trips. Every time we think about selling our business, we think about all the places we've traveled to. Growing up in a lower middle class household, our vacations were to in-state locations that usually weren't unnecessarily expensive. Instead of going to some city that has nothing that isn't offered in most towns, which is most cities, we would go to cheaper places and more interesting locations in our state for a shorter amount of time. Camping. Going out to the lake. Visiting family in other states and staying with them. State parks, floats. The outdoors isn't very expensive. Hiking is almost free. You can do bird watching, swimming, or just take a break and read in a hammock. Just nice to get some peace and quiet for a bit. Currently on vacation sitting on my couch. Day tripping to my parents for a cookout tomorrow. Sunday has a surprise party for a neighbor, Monday at home chilling, Tuesday shopping for toddler clothes. With chores and housework sprinkled in as I go. Kinda bummed I can't do more, but at least I'm not working, so there's that. Y'all complain you can afford vacation, but I bet you have Netflix and all sorts of subscriptions you pay monthly to. Bet you go out drinking and buy alcohol and things you want but don't need. It's called allocating your money correctly. Long holiday weekends. If you're anywhere near a city, there's bound to be activities on the cheap. Museums are a good day trip. Check the websites for libraries in your area. Quite a few of them have things to do. The thing is, if you really can afford to go anywhere, find things to do that are outside of the routine. It can be just as refreshing. Young family with 4 kids. Yearly trips to smaller hotels that have a pool water park. Saved up for 2 years to go to Florida and visit SeaWorld. They don't. Or they rack up credit card debt doing it and won't have it paid off for a couple years. Pay for everything you can with a points credit card. Pay off the balance at the end of the every month. Utilities, groceries, rent, whatever you're able to. At the end of the year, if you do it right, you should have enough for 2-3 nights in an okay hotel within driving distance. Go somewhere near a lake or with a beach, hang out, relax, have a drink. We went to Mexico for a month for decades while in the military. Now retired, and we go to Mexico or Thailand for 6 months of winter. We don't drive expensive vehicles, we flipped a couple of shack houses, our only luxuries is good wine, pot, coffee and food. We are vegetarian, but vegetables are so expensive in Canada in winter it almost pays us to leave. It's so much cheaper to eat, with a lot of planning and prep. For example, we will get 2 days out of a night at a place like a water park. Bring food, save money for only certain things the kids like, etc. It's work, but it makes it more affordable and my kids learn the value of money. Trains and flights are fairly cheap in Europe if you book in advance, and then you stay in a hostel or Airbnb. Haha! Vacation. Your vacation is several days at home, maybe a trip to some local tourist attraction, and then your boss calling up halfway through it demanding you come back to work immediately or you're fired. I have never gone on vacation. Any time off is spent at home. I never think of going anywhere since all it means is spending money I need to pay bills, etc. Off-season, long layovers and red-eye flights. Looking for a cheap flight and affordable place to stay first and then deciding where you are going. Also, book 6-8 months in advance. Or, somewhere you are able to drive to in a day. It can be done. Oh, there are ways. If you are near a port, cruises are pretty affordable, off-season beach trips, and packages to Vegas. Visit relatives. Drive places. Go to in-state tourist stuff and car camp, or really camp. Staycation and hit the zoo and museums. We have 3 families split beach house rental, drive instead of fly, and eat groceries instead of going out. Truth is, we all waste money. Even a cup of coffee a day. Putting that few dollars a week aside will get you enough for a reasonable motel somewhere within driving distance, and you can do something. Depends. If you look well in advance and can book time off flexibly, you can catch a few Expedia and Slimwing deals for cheapish. We don't. Occasionally we take a day trip. I had a 3-day weekend back in 2018 and took a mini vacation on a sub $500 budget. When I was lower middle class, I could afford to go on vacation as I didn't have credit to have a nice car and I didn't have to worry about home improvements. It is a little different now that rent is out of control. Local theme parks if you're really low middle class, but if you're high low middle class you go to Disneyland. You know, all those things in your state foreigners and tourists are paying $1,000s of dollars to experience. Yeah, go to one of those things at a fraction of the cost. You have no business even thinking about luxuries like vacations if your income isn't high. Go educate yourself, double your income, and then you can think about taking a vacation. Until then you just have to fucking work. Just save money for when Social Security runs short of cash in 2033. I don't own a car, so no car payments, no car insurance saves me a good amount of money. I have pretty cheap rent for my area, thrift my clothes and furniture, take discount airlines, stay in hostels. Oh, and I don't have kids.